And the only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city is now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he shall never pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? You see? So keep in mind, brothers, we're doing a mighty work through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We've been blessed with great leadership, and hey, there's nothing wrong with wanting. There's nothing wrong with envisioning the kingdom of heaven. But more than anything, you Israelite men, need to set your mind on the straight gate and purging yourself from your old sins, taking rebuke, not being in your emotions, enduring, laboring. See? That's the more important. Now going here, this is Isaiah 4:1. Now what does this say here? A remnant prepared. All right? Now the remnant is being gathered through the word at this point. All right? Hey, but when them chariots come, we're going to be delivered. But before that, all right, there's going to be particular men set in place, all right, to be set up as a form of salvation for particular women. All right, just like at the time of Noah, all right, you had Shem, Ham, and Japheth as his sons, all right, and they had wives. All right, what did the Lord tell them? As a matter of fact, the Lord tell them what was the purpose that those women were saved? All right, Genesis 8:17 or 9:1. And God blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. All right. So, as a matter of fact, it just says something else. Let me go right back. Give me 1 second. And you be fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply therein. You see, so that was the purpose of those women, being delivered. So Noah and his sons were likened unto a hiding place from the flood. All right. Could you imagine how those women, all right, at that point felt, how honored they felt to be linked with those men? Okay? Now, this is Isaiah 32, and it says the glorious future. It says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness. All right, and that's Yahweh Shai, who's going to forward King David's throne, just as Solomon did. And princes shall rule in judgment. See that? It says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. You see, and that's ultimately happening. All right, and it's happening starting now through us receiving this word. Okay, we look down upon, people walk by us and ultimately laugh, mock, and scoff, but they don't understand that, those of our nation and you heathen, they don't understand that these men under Yahweh Shai are going to be responsible for the earth being brought back, all right, to utter and complete righteousness. All right, and in the coming days, they're going to be as a hiding place, all right, and they're going to be likened unto saviors under Yahweh Shai. All right, now another one real quick, then I'll move on with the lesson. It's just thoughts coming to my mind. The book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter. All right. So as the Lord punishes this world, verse 11 in Isaiah 13, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. And that's happening. It's gonna come in an even greater fashion. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even more than the golden wedge of Ophir. See, and what man is that? The Israelite man. All right. So as you go here to Isaiah 4:1, This is a glorious, prophecy, man. It's far beyond, you just getting a bunch of box. Now, of course, there comes pleasure with sex. Don't get me wrong. But this is ultimately for the purpose, all right, of the remnant, all right, being delivered, man. Beautified. Okay? Isaiah 4:1. In that day, and at this time, brothers, you will not be dealing with this mentality that you see our women have now. By this time, brothers, we're gonna be on such a high level, you see, and we're gonna be sought after, because the earth is gonna be in disarray. Shit is gonna be crazy. All right, and it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. You don't have to take me out to eat. We will wear our own apparel. All right, you don't have to buy me no clothes. You don't have to take me shopping. You don't have to make this much amount of money. Look, you are a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Now, I saw a comment a brother left saying that this is really talking about, or also talking about, how the elect men will be, under the Most High through Yahushai. Now, that can be linked, but this is literally talking about the remnant. Okay, this is talking about the men of the Lord. Okay, there's going to be, and 7 just as a number for completion, there's going to be a complete amount of women. And I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know where we're going to be. I don't know exactly, how the Lord is going to set this up, but it's in prophecy. As the scriptures say, we know in part and prophesy in part. We know these things are coming, but I can't tell you exactly where we're going to be, how it's going to, look. I don't know. But hey, as the scriptures say, none of the Lord's words are going to come back void, man. And this brings so many emotions. Men, they get, emboldened, and, hey, brothers, don't even worry about it, man. Trying to prove the point to the woman that you're going to have more than one woman in the kingdom of heaven. Don't stop even worrying about trying to prove that to them. Just be. They will see, and they're going to fall in line. And for you women who are constantly trying to have, come up with these scriptures, you got one woman who says, well, Adam only had one woman. Now, Adam lived 800 years. Are you sure? Do you know that for sure? It only speaks of a small, portion of Adam's life. You only get the insight of, particular things. But even if, let's say he did have one woman, did not Solomon have 1,000? Did not David have multiple? You see, it's not in the law. It says you can have more than one woman. So, in my mind, I'm not in the spirit of going back and forth and arguing with a woman trying to get her to prove. I'm just gonna be. We will see. To you women who constantly, buck up and come up with these arguments and these, hey, you're still operating off of the mindset of the serpent. You see, and a lot of you women who are with the men of the Lord, you better hope and pray that the Heavenly Father has mercy with you, because a lot of you, all right, refuse to accept that. You see? Now, on this side, it's not wise for a man to try to live this life. You see? However, every man's situation is different. All right? But as the scriptures say, we're not in the time to be trying to multiply ourselves wives and this. It's just not the time. Those things will come. You see? Those things will come, man. In due time. If you remain faithful, brothers, you're going to have your heart's desire, man. And in that time, the women that the Lord link you with, they're not going to have the mindset of the Western woman. This is going to be their mindset. So all you got to do, brothers, is literally just walk it. Just be it. Just teach. And eventually, as these prophecies come to pass, man, you ain't going to have to deal with no damn woman telling you what you can and can't do, and have a whistle in her hand blowing, telling you where to go, what you can do, losing her goddamn mind because you're a man. In that day, you will be able to be a man. It's going to come with the beat down of this world, though. See, all of us, even us, this is a humbling act, what we're doing. All right, as the men of the Lord, perfecting ourselves, coming into that virgin-like state. All right, for the Most High Yahweh through Yahweh Shai. This is humbling for us. Well, they're going to have to go through the same thing. So yeah, I can see why a brother would say this can also be talking about, how the men of the Lord, because what does Paul say in 2 Corinthians? But no, that's actually talking about, literal the men and the women. All right, because there's always this soft spot in our mind to try to appease to the emotions of the women in this world and the vibration of this world. Hey man, no more. Just be it. Just walk it. All right. Now be very, very careful in trying to use these particular scriptures to push particular narratives right now. All right. But overall, brothers, we gonna be good. Stop worrying so much about these women. See, everything will come in its proper order if we remain in order, and it will not slack. Okay, I guarantee you, brothers. So now, as you read down, Paul says, 2 Corinthians 11:2, for I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. See, and he's speaking to the body. All right. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. So there's a remnant, all right, starting with the 7,000 men which have not bowed to the image of Baal, all right, who through their faithfulness, they're going to be likened unto virgins. They're not going to veer off and listen to the serpent, okay, and bow. All right, once they wake up and are purified and washed, they're going to stay on the path, man. And they're no longer going to be beguiled. See, Eve, which represented the church, veered off and was not faithful unto her husband. But the remnant, okay, starting with the men of the Lord, all right, are likened unto that wife, the church, you see? And we're going to be faithful. Lord willing, we're of that number, okay? We're going to be faithful. We're going to be crushed. We're going to be meek. We're going to be humble. And we're going to wait on our Lord. We're not going to tell him what he can and can't do. All right. We won't put up with. No, we're humbling ourselves. We're going out there. We're teaching. All right. We're crushing all these false doctrines. All right. So hopefully we can be presented as that chaste virgin. Well, these women are going to have to do that for the men of the Lord. You women think you're going to be able to keep this proud, Western mindset and then win? No. So don't worry, brother. The Lord will take care of the pride and the mentality that these women have. And a lot of the women that he's going to link us with won't, it's, oh man, I'm going to just read. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. See, saying, we will eat our own bread and we will wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right, so that's going to be on this side, you see. But something is going to have to happen in this world, in this society,